From Washington, D.C., this is the Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Hena Zuberi. Our top story tonight. Pakistan has recalled its ambassador from Iran after accusing it of violating Pakistan's airspace and launching attacks that killed 2 children and injured 3 others. It also suspended all high-level visits between the 2 countries following what it described as, quote, unprovoked violation of its airspace. The incident occurred in Balochistan province along the nearly 1,000-kilometer border shared by the 2 nations. Pakistan's foreign ministry called it, quote, completely unacceptable and warned of serious consequences. Iran's state media reports that the strikes targeted bases of the armed group Jaish al-Adl in Pakistan with missiles and drones. Irani state television attributed the attack to Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard, but Tehran has not officially commented on the matter. Jaish al-Adl, responsible for deadly attacks against Iranian border guards since 2013, has a history of bombing and kidnapping in the region. The targeted bases were in Balochistan province, as reported by Iran's Noor News, affiliated with the country's top security body.
Last night's unprovoked and blatant breach of Pakistan's sovereignty by Iran is a violation of international law and the purposes and principles of the Charter of the United Nations. This illegal act is completely unacceptable and has no justification whatsoever. Pakistan reserves the right to respond to this illegal act. Pakistan has decided to recall its ambassador from Iran, and that the Iranian ambassador to Pakistan, who is currently visiting Iran, may not return for the time being.
Israeli airstrikes in Gaza have killed 163 civilians and left 350 people injured, the Palestinian Health Ministry reports. Many people remain trapped beneath the rubble, hampering rescue operations. The city of Khan Yunis in southern Gaza has bared the brunt of heavy bombardment. Numerous homes have been destroyed and at least 23 Palestinians have been killed. Israel's military reported the elimination of a Hamas counter-espionage officer and 5 other militants in overnight strikes in Gaza. During an overnight ground assault, Israeli forces destroyed graves in a Khan Yunis cemetery, with local media alleging theft of bodies from the graves. In northern Gaza, 2 Israeli soldiers were killed in Tuesday's fighting. That brings the total casualty count amongst Israeli forces to more than 600 since October 7 and nearly 200 since the ground offensive began. Meanwhile, Israeli military operations have escalated in the occupied West Bank, killing at least 7 people and injuring others. On a positive note, Qatar has brokered a humanitarian deal that may allow the delivery of medical supplies and aid to Gaza in exchange for medical help for Israeli prisoners. Hamas has specified that 1,000 boxes of medicine will be sent to Palestinian civilians for every box provided to prisoners. The International Committee of the Red Cross will oversee the delivery. Since October 7th, Israeli attacks have killed 24,448 people in Gaza, while Israel's revised death toll from the Hamas attacks stands at 1,139. A sit-in protest was held in the occupied West Bank Tuesday in support of Palestinians in Israeli prisons. Palestinian non-governmental organizations called families and supporters of Palestinian prisoners to gather in front of the Red Cross building in the city of Al-Bira. The group said since the beginning of the Israeli attacks on Gaza, Palestinians in Israeli prisons have been subjected to torture, starvation, and deprived of basic needs. It said restrictions have been imposed on Palestinian prisoners meeting with their families since October 7th. The group said many organizations, especially the Red Cross, remain silent in the face of Israel's persecution of Palestinians. The Israeli army stormed the campus of Al-Najah National University in West Bank, city of Nablus, and rounded up 25 students on Monday. According to Palestinian news agency Wafa, large units of Israeli military forces broke into the old university campus and detained university security personnel. University Vice President Ra'id al-Dubai said Israeli forces reportedly severely assaulted and beat 2 university guards during the raid. This raid marks the first such incursion into the university since 1992. The mayor of the southern Israel town of Sderot has called for the wiping out of neighborhoods in Gaza in case rockets are fired towards Israel. Elon David told Israeli army radio that the entire area must be exterminated. Israeli authorities said Monday that 9 rockets had been fired from Gaza into the city of Sderot, of which 5 rockets were intercepted. According to the Israeli army, around 9,500 rockets and drones have been launched towards Israel from Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, and Yemen since October the 7th. Israeli group aligns with big tech volunteers to remove anti-Israel content. Details come after the break. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Israelis in the tech sector are actively working to remove anti-Israel content from platforms such as Facebook and TikTok. They're part of a project founded by Tel Aviv-based Google software engineer Dani Kaganovich called, quote, Iron Truth. It exploits personal connections within tech companies to remove posts flagged as anti-Semitic or what they call pro-terrorist. Iron Truth has removed about 1,000 such posts on platforms such as X, YouTube, and TikTok. Kaganovich initiated the project after a Facebook video questioned Hamas atrocities, which he deemed disinformation. Iron Truth uses a Telegram bot to crowdsource reports of what the group considers inflammatory posts. It forwards them to sympathetic insiders working in major tech companies. This issue has raised concerns about free speech as well as the issue of tackling misinformation, as well as the power to influence public opinion. Senator Bernie Sanders' resolution was rejected Tuesday. The resolution attempted to pressure the Biden administration to report on Israel's human rights practices within 30 days. Sanders, a progressive, aimed to use Section 502(b)(c) of the Foreign Assistance Act to push for this resolution. It sparked a heated floor debate with the Senate voting 72-11 to table the measure. Senators opposing tabling the resolution included Democrats LaFonza Butler, Ed Markey, Jeff Merkley, and Elizabeth Warren, and the only Republican was Rand Paul. They expressed the need to scrutinize Israel's actions and ensure use of U.S. weapons adhere to international laws. The Foreign Assistance Act empowers Congress to assess human rights practices in recipient countries and potentially alter or terminate aid. Sanders' resolution would have compelled a report on Israel's rights violations within 30 days. U.S. military assistance to Israel totals more than $150 billion since its founding. Currently, Israel receives $3.8 billion as annual missile defense and military assistance from the U.S. President Joe Biden responded to the October 7th Hamas-led attacks by approving an additional $14.3 billion, fast-tracking emergency armed aid to Israel. The U.S. says its air defense system intercepted 4 anti-ship ballistic missiles launched from Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen. U.S. Central Command, or CENTCOM, said these ballistic missiles were intended to target ships in the southern region of the Red Sea. CENTCOM said a Maltese-flagged bulk carrier, MV Zagrafia, reported it was struck, causing minor damage. The ship continued its journey. Human rights activists marked the 22nd anniversary of the opening of Guantanamo Bay prison, urging President Joe Biden to fulfill his promise of closing the notorious facility. Currently, 30 men, including 16 cleared for release, are still held in Guantanamo, in Cuba, without any charges filed against them. The only person ever convicted under the controversial military commission system is Ali Hamza Ahmed Suleiman al-Bahlul, a Yemeni national. Amnesty International U.S. Director Daphne Aviator expressed outrage at the ongoing human rights abuses at Guantanamo. She emphasized the Biden administration has the necessary authority and ideas to close the facility, and all that is required is the political will to do so. A federal appeals court has refused to reconsider its ruling allowing special counsel Jack Smith access to private communications from Donald Trump's Twitter account as part of an investigation into election subversion. Conservative judges expressed strong criticism towards their liberal colleagues and the lower court judge who initially made the decision. They argued that the prior rulings posed an unjustified erosion of executive privilege, emphasizing its importance. The dispute arose when prosecutors obtained extensive Twitter data from Trump during secret court proceedings. The appeals court's Republican-appointed judges worry this precedent could enable future invasions of a sitting president's privileged materials without notification, though third-party companies like social media platforms. Despite their concerns, the court declined to revisit the case. X, formerly known as Twitter, may appeal to the Supreme Court ruling. However, Smith already possesses Trump's data due to a previous court order. UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk is calling on Alabama to cancel its upcoming execution of a death row prisoner using nitrogen hypoxia. The execution of Kenneth Eugene Smith is scheduled for next week. Turk cites serious human rights concerns regarding unproven execution technique. The group warned it would breach international prohibitions against torture and cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment. The UN statement referenced key international treaties to which the U.S. is a signatory. That includes the Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhumane, or Degrading Treatment or Punishment. Turk also highlighted guidelines from the American Veterinarian Medical Association, which recommends sedation before using nitrogen for euthanasia in animals. Alabama's execution protocol lacks sedation provisions for humans. Smith has been on death row since 1988. He previously filed for an injunction based on constitutional grounds, but a federal judge denied it, allowing Alabama to proceed with the execution. UN experts and U.S. commentators also voiced concerns questioning the Eighth Amendment's prohibition of cruel and unusual punishment. The UN reiterates its call for global moratorium on the death penalty. Don't be surprised when you get your gas bill. Gas prices are witnessing a 5-fold increase in the U.S., largely attributed to the surge in liquefied natural gas, LNG, exports. The increase has come at a time when a deadly Arctic blast envelops the U.S. The extreme weather event, affecting more than 100 million Americans, has prompted a surge in fuel demand, driving up LNG prices. The spot price of gas from Henry Hub in Louisiana, a significant trading location, has soared by 400%, according to Bloomberg. Consumer advocate groups like Public Citizen say that the U.S. Energy Department has failed to implement measures to restrict gas exports during extreme weather events. The Biden administration, criticized for expanding LNG exports, may review the approval process to assess climate impacts. Critics argue while LNG is considered safe, its production and transportation raise concerns, including safety issues and worsening climate change. Pressure is mounting for the administration to fulfill its promise of transitioning away from fossil fuels. That's all from our Washington, D.C. studios tonight. Thank you for tuning in. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel or hit the bell icon for the latest updates. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV or visit muslimnetwork.tv. Assalamu alaikum, stay warm, stay safe, and good night.